Before tobacco can be used to create a premium cigar, it has to undergo several complex changes. Some of the most important of these changes will take place in the curing barn, also called the Casa de Tabaco. The curing barns are where the freshly picked or primed tobacco is taken when it comes directly off the fields. Curing barns come in a variety of sizes and styles. Some are made completely of wood, and others contain varying amounts of guano, or palm leaves. But one thing that the curing barns have in common is the availability of several doors, windows, and other openings that allow the tobacco farmers to regulate the temperature and humidity inside the barns. The internal barn temperature during curing is typically between 72 to 75 degrees Fahrenheit, while the relative humidity is between 65 and 75%. The purpose of curing is to remove all the moisture from the tobacco leaves, allowing them to change colors from green to yellow and eventually to dark brown. Since about 85% of the green leaf's weight is water, it takes about 6 weeks to gradually and evenly remove the moisture content from the tobacco. When the tobacco first reaches the curing barns from the fields, the individual leaves are taken out of the baskets or bins and are sewn together by persons known as the ensartadores. The ensartadores use cotton thread and a special needle to attach the leaves to a drying bar, making sure to leave spaces between the leaves so they don't touch each other, causing swelling or molding. They sew the leaves by piercing the midrib at about 1/2 inch from the base. Experienced ensartadores can complete about 100 bars in a day. Next, the drying bars must be hung in the curing barn. Starting at the top and working their way down, many people work in harmony to hang the bars in just the right way. The drying bars must be spaced evenly so as to keep the airflow and hence the temperature and humidity at even levels. During the 6 weeks of curing, the experienced tobacco farmers, or vegueros, must keep a constant vigil, making sure the leaves do not become too dry or too moist during the process of curing. The vegueros must open and close windows and doors and decide if artificial heating sources are needed to augment the temperature in the barn. They are also in charge of rotating the drying bars to ensure the leaves dry evenly. After the 6 weeks of curing, the drying bars are taken down and the individual leaves are removed from the bars and tied together into hands or manos of about 25 leaves. These manos are then transferred to the fermentation houses. During the first part of the fermentation process, the manos are stacked on wooden pallets and constructed into large piles or pilones. The pilones are constructed in a way that enhances fermentation, and each company has their own standards for length, width, and height of the pilones. Throughout the fermentation process, the pilones are kept moist so that the leaves are not damaged during handling. The leaves must be handled frequently because the pilones must be deconstructed and reconstructed a few times to ensure that the tobacco ferments evenly within the pilon. When the workers deconstruct a pilon, they aerate the leaves by vigorously shaking the manos so that no moisture is trapped within the creases in the leaves. Then, they construct a new pilon, making sure that the leaves are positioned at different places in the stack. During fermentation, a temperature of the center of each pilon is carefully monitored. A thermometer is inserted into each pilon through a long PVC pipe that extends into the center of each pilon. The internal temperature indicates when it's time to disassemble and reconstruct each pilon. For most tobacco, the temperature inside the pilon ranges from 80 to 95 degrees Fahrenheit. Fermentation takes about 6 weeks, and during this time, the leaves start to chemically change, emitting plenty of ammonia. But while the leaves release the noxious byproducts of fermentation, their internal chemistry changes to provide the wondrous aromas and flavors that we will ultimately enjoy in our finished cigars.
A lot of waste.
Some manufacturers will double or even triple ferment their tobacco to ensure that all the off-putting chemicals have been allowed the time to dissipate, while the remaining oils and resins impart just the right balance of flavors and aromas to the tobacco. With curing and fermentation complete, the leaves are ready to be sewn into bales and to receive some extended aging. The bales are stacked in temperature and humidity-controlled rooms for many months and even years, depending on the manufacturer, as they await their turn to be rolled into the fine premium cigars that you and I will one day enjoy.